Good morning and welcome to the Pandemic Diary 2020. I am Joan, your host, and with me is my fellow host, Emily Blake. Good morning, everyone. Hello, Emily. Emily, your mic is off.
I'm
That's
so
wonderful.
sorry.
Welcome,
Hello.
Emily. And today, joining us is two special guests. We've got our current Mrs. World, Miss England Miss World, and her name is Megiva. Megiva. Welcome,
Hello.
Megiva, to the Pandemic Diary. Hello.
Hi,
And we've got
everyone.
Priestley West, our second interviewee, Mr. Priestley West. And here he is, waiting to come on. And we'd like to thank everyone for joining us at this time. Good morning, Priestley. Priestley is all the way in Scotland, and joining us in Scotland is Priestley West. We got Megiva, and today on the Pandemic Diary, sorry folks, I'm getting all excited because
Scotland,
I am just anticipating how wonderful today's program is going to be. At this time, I'd like to take the opportunity to ask everyone to like, share the link with your friends and families, and do make your comments. We'll be seeing them and reading them out on the show while we're going out. The producer with us today is Mr. Moinul Mukul. Thank you, Moinul, for making all of this happen. Now, the 2020 Pandemic Diary came about as a brainchild of Moinul, our producer, to identify the different life stories, tragedies, successes, failures, the good times, the bad times, and the shared experience of all of us around the world during the pandemic of COVID-19. Hence the name Pandemic Diary. And today I'd like to thank our guests, Priestley West and Megiva, for coming onto the show with us, and also our wonderful hostess who's been with us from the beginning, herself, Emily Blake. May you like to tell us anything today, Emily, before we start the show fully?
Just hoping everyone had a wonderful weekend. The sun was shining. I think yesterday was a bit warmer, so I hope everyone was able to enjoy that in some way. I'm really excited today. We've got two fantastic guests with us. Priestley West is a milliner, so he produces these beautiful hats, and I've seen all of his designs, and he's a very, very big name, very noticeable hats. And Meggie, a fellow beauty queen. It's always nice to have someone else from the pageant world as well. So really lovely to see you, Meggie, and congratulations on your current title.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Meggie, I'd like to ask you.
I'm
Hello, Priestley. You got stuck there for a moment.
Oh, breaking up a little.
Yes. Okay, well, let's switch our interview to Meggie, the current Miss England World 2019 title holder. I'd like to ask you, Meggie, tell us about yourself and your journey to becoming Miss World England 2019.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Thank you for having me on the broadcast today. I was so excited when you invited me. I'm just that's perfect start for the week.
Thank you so much.
Yes, it's definitely positive. My name is Meggie. Meggie Eva is more like my nickname for fashion, for the jobs I'm doing. But in short, I work in the finance. I'm a businesswoman as well. I have my own fashion brand, which calls Miva Fashion. It's part of my full name initials as well. I'm a blogger, model, and the current Mrs. England 2019.
Thank you so much. Can you tell us what was the process of you becoming Miss World 2019? How did the process happen?
Yes. So, what is the concept of Mrs. World? It's they're looking for women who are married, have have success in their jobs, have family. Obviously, what is the whole idea of showing all women around the world that you can do everything. You can be wife, you can be successful person, you can juggle different things. And as a woman, it's really hard. Sometimes we feel down, sometimes up. But it's good to know that you can do these things if you really have, the feeling that the whole support around you in general. But we are strong, and that's the whole Mrs. World idea of showing this positiveness that we can achieve everything if we put our mind to it.
Yes, it's beauty with a purpose.
Yes, beauty with a purpose. So my journey started 2018 when I first actually basically apply for Mrs. World. I think I said to myself, that's it. I've been married for 20 years. I kind of, feel that this is the pageant. I should go for it as well. So yes, I apply. I place in top as well, and I keep moving on for the next year, which I've been crowned Mrs. England, and I've been sent to Las Vegas last December. It was an amazing experience to represent England internationally.
Mm-hmm.
How did you get on in the internationals?
It's I never been to. It was one of these things that it happens only once in your lifetime. So I just took it as not really a competition, to be honest. I look at it as a journey, something to experience as well. And I just wanted to feel happy, just to see what this will give me. The whole idea of meeting, I think we were around 50 women, if I'm not mistaken, maybe 45 around the world, all different cultures, different look. They all have different backgrounds, different jobs as well. So it's really interesting to have like possibility to even touch that kind of pageant or event in general. And yeah, I was a little bit probably not scared, but probably I would say a little bit like unsure, let's say insecure for myself. I mean, even though I'm a secure person in general, when you never experience something like that, you kind of don't know what to expect. But at the moment I enter, I just feel powerful. It's like, yes, I'm representing England. I can do that. And yeah, I had a brilliant experience. I just enjoyed it, basically.
Now, as a World contestant, a Mrs. World contestant, you would have had to have gotten involved in charity events,
yes,
and different works. How is that being affected as a result of COVID-19? How has that impacted on your reign as the current Miss England, Mrs. World?
Well, it's really difficult. I mean, I'm trying to do online some bits, but at the moment, as you cannot really go to charity events, it's really difficult to do. I usually raise for different charities. At the moment, I raise for cancer research, which is it's one of the things I do. It's for my family. We had a loss in the family a couple of years ago. And this is something it really touched my heart. So I could work towards that direction. I supposed to do a run as well for them this May, but I'm not quite sure it's going to happen. So I'm just looking into that. I'm helping the current Mrs. Wells actually raising money for NHS at the moment as well. She's gonna have a quiz which is gonna help to do that. So I'm just trying different causes and different ways of doing this online, which obviously at the moment I think that's the only solution as well.
You could always
at the moment, we're seeing a screen of her with her sash on her journey of to be Mrs. England and Mrs. World in Las Vegas, and she's smiling there with her sash. Also, can I ask you, how has the COVID-19 impacted on your family life? You've got two children, a boy and a girl. How has it been having the two children at home with you every day for the past few weeks?
I know. Actually, I mean, because I'm always busy, so I leave home at like 7 in the morning. I come back 7 in the evening. So the first couple of weeks were really nice, in like everything, like I'll cook and I'll do everything for them, and it just read books and watch movies. They've been on a holiday now for 2 weeks, so they starting schools again. It's really difficult for me to juggle, as I have to work during the day as well while I'm home. But I have a little like time management now. Do like morning work or afternoon like study for school, because they study online. But even though the younger one, she study online, but I have to help her, so I have to be the teacher. So I have to show her what to and explain everything. But that's okay. That's another tick to my box. What I can do, I can be a teacher now at home. That's okay. So I'm happy with that.
So it's actually is giving you more skills, like to
Giving me
be a
more
teacher,
skills.
a mom, and a
Yes, giving
mentor
me.
to your children. Yes,
Yeah, spend
that's
more
wonderful.
times. I started sewing with my daughter for her dolls, and do things which my grandmother teach me, which I never ever did for like 20, 30 years. So it's really, I'm happy.
So it's bringing the COVID-19 is actually bringing your family closer together.
Closer together. That's the big plus, I think, for everyone. I don't think it's just for me in general, because I talk to my friends as well, and they have more time for their kids. They kind of now have time to talk to them, to find out what they like, what they don't dislike. So it's everything in general, because we always, as a busy parents, we think about this thing, but we never have time for it, and we feel guilty. And now this pandemic gave us opportunity to get closer to family and to value everything, which we never had enough time for it.
So Emily, and at the moment, you're seeing photos of her advertising the
Yes.
brand as a brand
I love
ambassador.
sports. Yes, this is one of my passions. I model for different brands, as I'm doing via social medias as well. This is one of my hobbies, actually. It's more of a hobby than a job. So when I started my fashion brand, Miva Fashion, 5 years ago, I decided, you know what, I'll do my profile as well, so I can show people my dresses. This is one of my collections. I wanted to show the people dresses I like, and to express myself. And everything started like just as something I always wanted to do, but I never had enough time when my kids were younger. It's kind of bit difficult to juggle everything and have enough time. So at this point, I said, yeah, that's the time now. And after I created my brand and I started working really hard, lots of other company will contact me as they see me as, I can be the face of different projects, like healthy meals, or could be sportwear, or could be cosmetic. I think what my followers and people that actually following my journey likes about it is just everything I post or I talk about it, I always try it first before actually introducing it to them, because I think this is really important. I don't just agree to every single company. I just go and just explore. As a business owner, I want, if someone obviously wants to talk and show you a service they're offering, or any other fashion they're doing, I want to see how it looks like. I want to touch it as well. So that is really important for me as a designer. I always try to make sure all the materials we are using are really good quality, and at the same time they feel easy to wear, and not heavier as well. So this is just really important for me.
Okay, can I ask you something, Maggie?
Yeah.
how has the COVID-19 impacted on your fashion business, your clothing line?
Well, I cannot say the orders dropped dramatically, as I have I say worldwide, as it's more online business. So what is actually, as I don't have an actual shop at the moment, so all my staff can work from home, which obviously helps. It doesn't really impact in a situation of I had to close a shop, so get an employee to something. So that's perfectly fine. Obviously, with the deliveries and situation, it's getting delayed. So I have to obviously apologize to some of the customers, but that's the situation. It's not up to me. And we're just trying to work with. We have lots of discounts. We have, giveaways. So we're just trying to cheer out people, because in these difficult times, I think we all need that.
Okay.
I think we're trying to get Priestley back. Hi, Priestley.
Hello, Priestley.
Hi.
Thank you so much, Madiva. Now we over to Priestley. Thank you for joining us once more, Priestley.
Thank you.
Tell us about yourself. Tell us about yourself. Who is Priestley West?
About me. Well, you know that I'm in Scotland, and being a milliner, you need people. And when it's people, you have people that you may, or you have all your charities, sort of like gathered together, and I'm missing everyone from the industry, because, as you know, we're quite close. You've got the makeup artist, you've got the dresser, you've got the, it takes a lot of individuals to make the whole thing happen. So I'm finding it a bit difficult, not seeing my friends and the beautiful models and making people beautiful and actually supporting them. Because although, we're designers and we're in the fashion industry and everyone thinks it's all glamorous, it is all glamorous when you see it, because it happened to make people believe in the people that have mental issues, also people who have bulimia. The industry means to a lot of people, so it's kind of hard.
We're getting a bit of difficulty hearing you, Priestley. You're breaking up a little bit. I think your reception is a bit bad. You're breaking up a lot, and I don't know if you hear me clearly. I'd like to ask you a question. From what I gathered, you were talking about as a result of COVID-19, you're missing attending functions because you're based in the fashion world. So you are missing the shows, putting on your shows to show your hats, your styling of models. And as a result of this COVID-19, you're unable to socialize, have these events, have the charity events, because I know you were featured in Scotland Fashion Week, and you've been to London Fashion Week, and you've been all over the world. And to the right of our screen, we have seen your site and what you do best.
Yes.
Okay.
It's a teamwork, and we don't want to infect each other.
Okay, Priestley, explain to us what we're watching here. What are we watching? Hello, Priestley. Okay, this is a video of Priestley West's brand. He's a milliner, award-winning milliner, and he's advertising his hats, the bridal veils, hats for men, hats for women, hats for different occasions, His brand is very exquisite and exclusive. You could go online at Priestley and West and order these items. And during the pandemic 2020, his business, as Medieval would have said, the delivery times, the getting things, materials to create hats has been a bit of a problem as a result of the COVID-19, because in the fashion industry itself, you'll agree with me, Emily, we are sort of like fashion animals. We are social beings, and being seen in the styles and the latest trends is what it's all about. And Priestley is, I would say, sometimes ahead of his time, and sometimes he is right on time with the hat and the fabulosity. I use words like that, you know. I keep myself curled to the live podcast, but I am one of the people who love the fabulosity of what he does. And tell us, Priestley, some of the people, some of the pop icons you have styled over the past few years in your career as a stylist and a milliner.
As a stylist and a milliner. Well, I never like kissing and telling, as they say.
Just the
You
general
know, when
ones.
you're a
You don't have to tell
stylist.
us. You don't have to tell us the intimate ones, but you know, like the general ones that are out there, you know, that wouldn't mind
Well, I
if you
mean,
mention their name.
no, I'm not going to play shy, but like I usually have a thing that everybody's out there, and even the next door neighbor that needs that might need a bit of styling, they have to just own their look, and you know, once one owns their look, um, you know, I tell everyone you need to own the look. Some people say they can't, and things like that. You might see a few pictures of a few celebrities here and there. Yes, I mean, one of my best shows I did, which I'm going to own, is Glam's Castle, um, which was
I've seen the corner there. I'm seeing myself
in
at corner there at Van Helsing's fashion show last year. Mm.
yes.
We popped into each other at the
Um,
fashion show of Van Helsing's, and that's you traveling to the show. Oh.
yes.
Hmm.
Uh-huh.
Come on, we're being exposed here. I'm starting to feel a bit exposed. People know what I get up to in my private life
You know what I
and
mean?
other things.
Yes. Well, the main thing is that we do things for for you know no one's above anybody else. We're all together in this, and with this epidemic, we still have to come together. If even if it's like this, and where we can
Hmm.
actually talk, and someone might need help. Because I like to also deal with women with cancer who are losing their hair. I can, you know, get a makeover for them, big earrings, hair off, looking fabulous, or a hat
Hmm.
going on. Take the hat off. You've got the look going on anyway, and you've got to let people actually believe in themselves. You know, because we have this epidemic now. We have cancer. We have HIV. We have all these things going on. You know, so first it was that, then it's this, now it's this. We need to be strong and actually help each other with the children. I mean, children are going to get bored. They're the ones that you have to watch. You know, the 15, the 16, the 17-year-old, because they're
Hmm.
not used to being locked in
Yeah.
and things like that. So we need things to interest them. So maybe we can do online things. Maybe we can do a house party, but a house party in your own home, just you.
Hmm.
And
And the
like we have the
family.
link here, we can play music. Or you know, there's a lot of things we can do, but people need support.
Hmm.
Old people also, like myself.
Hmm. You know, one thing is, one story is popping up during the COVID-19 that everybody has to go and stay connected to each other despite the isolation, the
Yeah.
self-isolation, families together, people single at homes. At this moment, I noticed you raised up the HIV, the cancer. You mentioned earlier on the mental health issues. And one of the things I would like to say, I know it might sound a bit drastic, but we've seen in the UK and I reckon the rest of the world that mental health and people being stuck together is starting to have an effect on the health and mental health and well-being of certain individuals in our society. Just last week, I hate to say this, but you know, a few women lives were taken as a result of domestic violence. A few children suffered as a result of child abuse. And they are saying in England, our figures are rising by about 300% of domestic violence. It has risen by 300%. Domestic violence has risen by 300%. We don't know what sort of percentage with reference to the child abuse issues. And I think these people need our help. When people say they are not feeling well and they're about to snap, people need to listen to them because a lot of the times people are crying out for help. And we need to intervene. Friends need to speak to them, get people over there to help them and not say, okay, you calm down, you'll be okay, and sugarcoat certain issues. But these issues are really, these are really alive and happening at this time because although the COVID-19 is taking the lives of some folks, God rest their soul, because of the isolation and being trapped inside of a home with maybe a possible negative energy in that home, it is very hard to escape the negative energy. And we have to, neighbors, friends, we need to deal with this. What do you think about that, Priestley?
Well, what I've got to say also is that, everyone thinks child abuse is just sexual. It's not just sexual. It's having a child and breaking them down mentally and making them feel that they're not worth anything and abusing them, basically. Beating them can also, can be another form of abuse. And it breaks down their mental health and their self-worth, where they will want to commit suicide, where they will want to do, all sorts of things. So it's not just sexual. When it comes to cancer, people feel that they're alone. And, when someone gets hit with, well, you've got cancer, that whole world stops for you. When someone says you've got this virus that is here, you think of instant death. So you want to protect your children. You want to protect the people around you. And it's really how are we going to do these things? How are we going to make it happen? So we just need to think about the children, think about the abuse, think about people that are locked in, that are not used to being locked in, that have disabilities, and trying to support them in some way. But it's actually finding out who has the disabilities. So we do need the mental health or the supporters, health workers, supporters, that which we have to give a big shout out to them, because their lives are at stake. They're there on the front line. It's okay, we're saying we're isolated and we're locking ourselves in and we're trying to protect our families, but they're out there. So, and they need support too. So as a person that thinks children in need, mental health patients, they need support.
Have you seen any examples of community sport where you live up in Scotland?
Scotland's quite tight, and where I am, there's a lot more space here. So it's not like being in London, that when I'm in London, it's like it's so closed in. You're going to walk. You've got to walk by someone, or you've got to be around someone. Here they have fields, farm animals, and you know, so that it's more as a community. They're all together. I mean, I'm in Brecon, near Dundee and Aberdeen. And they do have the main hospital is in Dundee, and they are working very very hard, because they do have some cases up here, or there's people that you know, each time when everyone goes out and clap, the whole street comes out and shows their support. And then there's people that will like, you can call it a captain, nominate a captain, and they will do something and say, like, they're the person for the street, and if you need anything, they will help you if they can. And there's phone numbers going around where you can actually phone someone to get a little bit of support if you need the support, and things like that. You know, so yeah, they're all very supportive here, and it is a very good community.
That's really good to hear. Priestley, looking at your website now, I'm wondering where this all started. How did you actually get into creating these amazing hats?
Well, I first started off in the 90s at Shepperton Studios doing makeup. And the lights switched on for me, and did special effects, did theatre, and did a few big shows, and working with a lot of celebrities. And then after doing the makeup, I thought to myself, one day I was sitting and I said, where am I going to take this? Okay, you've got to this level. You need to take it to another level. So then I said, well, why not, in my head, make hats? So I went to the London School of Fashion and learned there, and learned how to dye feathers and blocking, and I just have an imagination that runs wild with me sometimes. So that's where it kind of started from in the 90s, and it's just progressed on and on and on, and I have a very supportive partner also that sometimes I run things by them and say, like, you know, this is what I'm doing. What do you think?
Thank you so much, Priestley. And at this time, I'd like to invite viewers to please make your comments. Those of us watching, please make your comments, share, like, and tell us how we're doing on this show. We'd like to hear from you. So please do not be silently watching. Interact with us. We want to hear your views. And thank you so much for watching. So I want you to make a contribution to the show at this moment by sharing, liking, and making your views. We're speaking to Priestley West, and we're speaking to McGeeva. You could ask them any question you like at this time. Don't feel shy, and just looking on and say, what a wonderful set of people and the hard work we do. We want to hear your views and tell us what we're doing right and what we could do better. Okay, Priestley, thank you so much. And McGeeva, I'd like to ask you also, when did you start getting involved in the fashion business? When did it all start for you?
It all started 2015. I always had this dream doing it. Obviously, as I said earlier, you know, it was difficult with the family and have actually time to focus. As you can always have ideas, but actually putting it into a reality, it's not that easy. So for me, it was yes, I did my research. I started working really hard. It took me, I think, was up to a year. 8 months to a year of actually doing my marketing, my factory research, and everything before actually starting doing anything. You need that. obviously the websites and my drawings with the models. So yeah, it all started back then.
Mm-hmm. And how has it impacted on your life? Has it been a very rewarding journey for you and your family?
Yeah, the first, it's really, it's all glamorous. Obviously, everyone say, oh, fashion, this is just, everyone does it now. It's so easy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it may look easier on the side because people think, oh, you don't need much to think about it. But actually, so much behind it. It's not just creating one item. It's not just the idea. Obviously, as before the internet started, it was kind of maybe easier in a way. Now it's difficult only because we start get used to seeing different things, and it's really hard to get attention of the customers or someone actually. All the people who are maybe interested in what you're doing. So it's really difficult now these days, even though the internet is out, to get to them, as because there's so many out there. But if you're doing something with your passion, what you love, I think in hard work, it's not just 9-to-5 job. It doesn't work that way. You really have to put into it. There's weekends work, there's always talks around. So it took years. I think anyone who thinks it's just start like that, probably Priestley will back me up on that. It's not that easy. You really have to work on it.
You have
So
to put in a
anything
lot
really.
of long hours.
You have to be long hours, sacrifice the family, some of the things. Yeah.
And also you had to stay fit. You were modeling most of your items. So you had to be
God,
fit,
yeah.
you had to be working out. And apart from physically working out, you have had to put in the hours. Now, how did that impact on your family life?
Oh yes, everybody thinks, oh, you just you stay there and they just took a photo for 5-10 minutes. It's not difficult. Well, it took hours. It's the very first photo shoot we did. Oh my god! So the makeup is an hour. Then you kind of the location, the set of the photograph, and then the change. It takes few hours just for few outfits, like at least 3-4 hours. Good. So it does take time, and obviously I had to do, as I'm working as well while I was starting doing this, as my business back then. So imagine me working Monday to Friday, and Saturday comes, I have to look after my family. I have to do the household work as well. I have to cook. Then I have to get glam up for a few hours, go do the shoot, come back at home. So this kind of run all the time. People don't see that it's actually difficult because they think it's more kind of, I'm just doing it because it's fun. It's fun, but it's my business. It's what I wanted to do as, make me happy, something on the side. And I think if anyone out there have a dream, they should follow it. They not just stand back and think about it, what it could be. I think most of us now in the pandemic, we have this time to think and to realize about life in general. And like Priestley said, we should help each other. I mean, I had so many girls or people coming back to me saying, how did everything started? How do you do modeling? I mean, like I've been asked actually to coach as well, which, I mean, I always give people back, what I gain, and hopefully they will pass these mistakes I did in the beginning, because I didn't have anyone to learn from. So none of my friends did the kind of stuff, any modeling, or let's say, have a, wanted to start in fashion in general. So for me, it was everything. I read, I discover, I do it myself, and I see if it works, it works. I had to learn, actually. I never done marketing before, and all this IT new bits I put together on videos now. I never knew how to do that. YouTube, oh my God, I learned so much. It's just unbelievable. But because I wanted to do it, that's it. It's just we keep getting excuses sometimes for life in general. As a mom, I think what really gives me opportunity to realize like family is the most important thing. And because they did stay behind my back and always help me, Sometimes my husband, obviously, he'll do the dinner. My son will help me with the laundry, which he won't like if I say that, but that's true. So I think this is really important. Family, and especially in these difficult times, we have to support each other, and whatever we do together, we'll definitely do it better.
So I'm so glad to hear that you've got a really supportive family, you know, with your business and at the moment as well. So you were talking about obviously learning, teaching yourself how to do certain technical things, and it's obviously been a journey for you. What would you say to someone who wants to get started? So they've got an idea, but you know how we can just sit and think about things. What would you actually say to someone right now who's got a bit more time on their hands? What would be the first steps in getting something started?
The first step is to do a little research. I think it's really important. Lots of people think they're just going to do something they like and they put it out there and everyone will love it too. Yes, it will be amazing if it happened quicker. But most likely you have to actually find out what you want to achieve. Who do you want to, you know, what is your audience like? Because for me, I wanted to, apart from promoting obviously my brand, that's how I started in general. I really enjoy doing, you know, photos, doing little videos of showing people how actually my daily life is in general, what I do. I do lots of live stories on my social media as well, Megiva, which people really like. Sometimes, obviously, they're a little bit funny, but I think we all need that. And I think it's really important if someone wants to start is just go for it, but do a little research first, find out what your audience age is, because this is really important. You can't just blog or do anything just for any age. It doesn't really work that way. And for me, as I'm approached 40s, I think it was initially between 25 and, you know, over. But I think lots of company contacted me for outfits and for cosmetics in general, a skincare range that is actually for youngsters as well. So it depends really, but it's really the first advice is please do a little research before actually starting, because you want to touch the people, you want to show them what you really love, and this is the best way to do a little research first before you're just jumping into it.
Absolutely. And I think you can be creative and you can be powerful at any age. You know, it doesn't matter. You can start something whenever, if you have this idea and if you have this dream. And the pageant that you are the reigning queen for is just for misses, isn't it? It's because
correct for married women.
Most pageants will have they may have a junior, a teen, a miss, and then a misses. So it's really nice that your pageant has just focused on married women, saying we can do everything. You know, we are powerful, we're strong. Did that mean a lot to you?
It means a lot to me. I really wanted to show the younger girl that are actually, because marriage, it's a commitment. I mean, we all know that. And these days, people sometimes don't want to get married because for them it's like end of the life. That's actually is the beginning. I know some people say, yes, that's maybe old-fashioned. But realistically, if you think about it, if you're by yourself, you're by yourself. But if you have someone besides you, you can do so much more. And we have to be realistic. We can't be alone. You need your family. And for many women, when they want to achieve something, especially when they want to have kids and have a career as well, you really need help. You have to be united with your family. So what I wanted to show the youngest or the girls that wondering, should we do that? Can we actually do it? It's really, I wanted to show them this. Yes, you can. Oh my God, sorry, my cat. Yes, you can. But you just have to believe in yourself. Believe in yourself, and just get yourself out there and do it. It's actually more powerful if you if you're busy, because that keeps you going, and you're gonna achieve it more and more, and you're gonna have a different ideas. And this is just definitely something I wanted to show with my title.
Yes, and Priestley is a very busy person as well. Priestley, what would you say we can still be doing right now during lockdown or isolation to increase our knowledge, to get our business out there? What could we all be doing?
Well, I think I usually, being me, I'm a little bit outspoken, and there's a lot of models out there, and a lot of models are photographed, and the reason why they're models is because it's a job to them, and they look fabulous, yes, but they have to sell a product for the designer. So, everyone wants to be a model. Everyone wants to look fabulous. Everyone can own their look. So meanwhile, you have the lockdowns. Choose a look that you might like. Choose something that you might want to do that you haven't done. If you can do it online, do it online. If you want to even learn about medicine, if you want to learn about fashion, the little things that people don't tell you is things that, when you're a model, you work for the designer and you have to sell a product. So this is what you're offering. You're offering to sell the designer's product or your client's product. So you have to have that talent or that chameleon sort of way where you can actually sell. Anyone can look fabulous. Trust me. If you come around Priestley, you can look fabulous. I will make you look
with those
fabulous.
with those fabulous hats to the right of our screen. There are some of Priestley's design. I'd like to invite viewers to please come into the room, into our chat room, say hello, tell us what you like, tell us what you like to see us do in the future, and give us your general comments. So, Priestley, how do you go about designing your hats? What is the inspiration behind these hats that we are seeing?
People are my inspiration, and then I will have people are my inspiration. Everyone, I would hate to see everyone wearing the same sort of hat. A person is an individual. The hats can be bespoke, or I might have a hat here that is suiting to you. It's just an amazing feeling when you make something for the person. Most of the hats are kind of bespoke, and they're individual. There are not that many of them. I don't repeat them. So it's something special for that person, and that person, the hat becomes a part of the person because it has to merge. It has to make you feel good. It has to turn heads. It has to make you, when you go down the road, you're looking fabulous. Even if you're just going to the corner shop in it, you don't necessarily have to be going to a red carpet event. Maybe just shopping in the center of town. So people are my inspiration, and like I'd look at a person, and if they wanted a bespoke hat made, I'd look at them and say, okay, this is the sort of person that I see, or you'll tell me your design, and I'd make it work. That hat there that we're looking at is called the Tree of Life, and it's with the tree in the front is made. It's leather and felt, and other things.
Okay, Mediva, do you have any
Yeah.
questions you'd like to ask Priestley? Let's bring you into the conversation. You like to ask Priestley?
Yes. As I discover you right now, I
I'm
would love
losing
to wear your
the
hat for.
sound.
Did you lost it? Yeah. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me
She
now,
said she'd
Presley?
like to wear your hats, Priestley.
Pardon me, sorry?
Mediva
Can you
Yeah.
would like
can you
to
hear
wear
me
your
now?
hat.
Yes.
Well, I'm just looking at her. She's she's a very beautiful person in and out. And I can see that she would make one of my hats look absolutely fabulous. Although the hat would make her look fabulous also.
Thank
She
you.
would make the
They're
hat look fabulous
amazing.
because
Good for the
she has
races.
that full of life attitude, and she owns her look,
Look,
and she owns what she does, and that's what it's about. Model, even the next door neighbor that might be on beans on toast,
yeah.
you can make them fabulous too. Support them.
Emily, can I cut over? Emily, would you love to wear one of Priestley's hats? I could see myself in one of
Oh,
his hats.
absolutely. Do you know which one caught my eye? Actually, the ones right at the bottom with the long veil. So dramatic, darling. I would love to wear this just going to Tesco.
Oh, yes.
You
Have
can
them
do.
all.
You'll be
Yeah,
welcome
it's like, wow, who is this person gracing our aisles with that? Yeah.
Yeah,
Fabulous.
the veil would be, yeah.
It's funny,
You know what?
I feel veils very elegant, and they make women look very elegant and mysterious.
Mhm.
And to have the right veil, I mean, some of them are goth wedding veils, some of them are veils that you will wear to a funeral, some of them are lace and the whole stuff. And then I like the mystery of a woman. And the main thing is that when they take off the veil and take off a hat, that hairdo must still be going on.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's not to cover up any bad hairdos. This is an accessory on
No.
top of a fabulous hairdo that we're looking for.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's the whole thing. And even if you haven't got a fabulous hairdo and you wear the veil and you take it off, they'll think, "Oh my God!" Although you don't think it's fabulous because the veil was fabulous,
You're
and they
in
think
it.
that's the look.
Yes. It's fabulous because you're owning it and you're in it. Exactly. So
Exactly.
we're coming to the end of our program. We've had a wonderful time. And we're just going to go on and on, but we're coming to the end of our program. I'd like to thank my co-host, Emily Blake. I'd like to thank our guest, Priestley West. I'd like to thank Megiva.
Thank you.
And,
Thank you for having us.
You know what? What I've just realized, Megiva,
Yeah.
what is the brand of your clothing line? What is your clothing line brand name?
It's Miva Fashion. Miva.
Mediva Fashion. Okay, it's
Miva
Mediva Fashion.
No, Maggie, not Megiva. Miva, M-I-V-A. Miva Fashion.
Miva Fashion.
Yes.
Okay, so in the future, I'll be seeing Megiva Fashion sporting Priestley West hats and looking absolutely fabulous as a fabulous do. And that's all going to happen once we come out of the lockdown. But for the time being, on the Pandemic Diary 2020, we're going to keep you connected and keep you happy and entertained. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. And join us tomorrow when we'll have another set of beautiful guests. And for the time being, bye-bye and so long. Be safe, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. It's been a pleasure being with you all today. And